What's up, guys? GK here with Corbin's Archery. Today, bow review on the Pse Decree. This is one of their aluminums they're dropping this year. I'm going to break it down, go over some specs, and kind of give you the full rundown on the Pse Decree. Get some speeds on it, get a good overview, and talk a little bit about the features of this bow. So let's dive right in. Alright, the Pse Decree, new for 2025. This is going to be a 31.5 inch axle to axle, 6.5 inch brace height, fully aluminum bow here. Still with the EC2 cam that's on like the Mach 30, Mach 33, all that stuff. The EC2 cam's a great cam. This one's going to have the timing marks on both cams so you can see if your bow is timed. Some of the cool features before we dive into the specs of it, still going to have the easy snap spacer technology system. Still going to come with your Picatinny sight mount, your integrated rest mount, your 2 ports for your 2-piece quiver that Pse offers, as well as this custom roller guard here. This isn't a cool, I don't know if this is like a Cryptek camo or what, I'm not too sure what this is, but looks pretty cool with the custom cam color, the custom limb bolt brackets. Looks like a really good bow. Different Pse grip that is on this bow. I don't know. It has a flat back. I don't know if I like the rubber tackiness, but we'll see. We're gonna shoot a little bit and see what it feels like. But has this little custom Pse grip, a little bit different than like their carbons. Their carbons, you're basically gripping the straight up riser. But sure, we'll see. I like the flat back. We'll see kind of how that looks. But specs, all right. As we mentioned earlier, 31.5 inch axle to axle, 6.5 inch on the brace height. So good, somewhat forgiving platform, kind of in that middle axle to axle range there. Should have a decent speed on it. This bow, I believe, IBO's at 338. So not the fastest, but still a good respectable speed out of a fully aluminum 31.5 inch axle to axle. Your draw length adjustment on your singular rotating mod here is going to go from 25 all the way up to 30.5 inch draw length. Available in 50, 60, 70, and 80 pound limb sets that you can back off 4 or 5-ish turns, I believe, out of the limb bolts. So a wide range of adjustment as far as poundage goes. 25 to 30.5 inch on the draw length, like we just mentioned before. Still running the split yoke system here. Already just discussed the pick mounts, all that. On this mod here, you still have 90% let off that you can adjust to 80%. And we're looking at an overall physical weight of about 4.65 pounds. So a little over 4.5 pounds here, but a good aluminum bow as far as the price point. I want to say it's $12.99. So not a bad price for a retail flagship fully aluminum bow. So let's get some measurements. Let's go back there and shoot it a few times, get a speed on it, and just kind of give you an overview of how this thing's feeling. But good looking bow from Pse, the Decree, kind of a good clean look. I do love the EC2 cam, so we'll see how it works on this aluminum and go from there. So let's get some measurements and then we'll go shoot it a little bit. All right. Before we check everything out, tape measure. We are looking for 31.5 inch axle to axle. Let's see what we got here. Going from the back of this axle, so it would be to the front of this one, 31.5, right on the money there. And then brace height 6.5. I'm going to measure from the middle of the string to the most inward part of the grip. Yep. 6.5, right on the money. So our specs look good as far as that goes. Loving the features so far. I like the timing marks on the cam. That's a big deal for me. That way I can notice if it's out of time or not. It's good, especially when you're restringing or when you're adding twists to make sure your spec is still good. That way you can keep an eye on your timing and all that. As mentioned before, but we'll highlight it again because I think it's a cool system. Your easy snap spacer technology. Don't have to take your full axle assembly out. Just press the bow, take a little bit of tension off, then you can snap these off, swap them around without having to take this axle out and line it back up and do all that fun stuff. So pick mount for your integrated stuff, or you have your holes on the back side so you can run your more traditional stuff. But love the pick mount, love the integrated rest mount, the new quiver mount. Looks like Pse this year is going to be coming with these little front stabilizer bars here. Just these little itty bitty guys that don't weigh a whole lot. I think we looked it up after the last Pse Mach 33 video. Those are only weighing like 0.2 or 0.3. So we'll deduct that off the physical weight of the bow, as well as 0.3 for the rest. But 4.6 pounds, 4.65 pounds. So let's get a physical weight, minus 0.2 or 3 for the rest, and probably 0.2 for the stab there. But let's see what we're holding at here. I'm getting 5 pounds even. So let's take away the rest, 4.8. Let's take away that, 4.6. Yeah, 4.65, that's about right. So good on the measurements there. Let's kind of see what our draw weight shows. I got this at 29 inches. We're gonna shoot this at 70 pounds with my 450 grain arrow as usual. But let's see what we're pulling here. One right at 70. That is 69.9999, so that is it's good enough for me. Good enough weight to go from there. We can round that up to 70. But let's go shoot this a little bit, get a speed. I'm anxious to shoot this aluminum. I've always liked the PSE carbons, but if I'm being honest, their aluminum's not too sure about, but this one looks like a good bow. It's got some good specs. So let's go shoot it a little bit and get an accurate review. So let's go back in the range and fire some. All right, so we have the Pse Decree here, 69.999999 pounds, 29-inch draw length. We have a 450 grain arrow that I have entered into the Garmin. And we're gonna shoot a few, get an average, and then kind of just describe how this bow feels. It's a clean looking riser. I kind of like how the riser looks with the EC2 cam. Big fan of that cam as well. But let's shoot a few and get a speed. 282.2. Which is about right for a 338 feet a second IBO bow. Not going to be the fastest by no means, but solid back wall with that 90% let off. Shot 2. That one was quite a bit bigger jump, so 285. Let's shoot another one. I just turned the Garmin on, first shots of the day out of it, so it might be warming up a little bit. 29 inches, 69.9 pounds, 450 grain arrow, 90% let off. 281.9, that's about right. I don't know what happened on that second one. So about a 282 average there. Let's shoot a few more and just kind of describe the draw cycle, describe kind of what this bow feels like, and go from there. But let's describe this. So pretty smooth draw cycle. I think the Mach 33 is a little bit smoother. Really dead though. You don't feel pretty much anything, just that initial slap of the string stop. No tinging or anything like that. Still super, super quiet. This has nothing on it again. If I could compare the draw cycles between the Mach 33 and this one, I feel like this one's just a little bit stiffer the whole way out. That Mach 33, I felt like after the first inch or two when it loads, it just drops over real nice and smooth into a good back wall. This one still has a really solid back wall, but it's just more of a continuous pull. You don't really feel that drop to me personally, but still a good feeling draw cycle. I'll be 100% honest with you guys, I did not think I'd like this grip, but the more I'm kind of shooting it, just the 4 shots that I've shot, I do like that flatter back, and then it has like a little indentation here because I like to curl my fingers there. I don't like to wrap or hold up. I like to curl my fingers just in there, and it kind of just, I don't know, gives me a good reminder of where my fingers need to curl at. Yeah, so this one doesn't just fall off into that back wall like the 33, the carbon bow does, but still a really solid draw cycle. It's just a continuous pull. I gripped that one a little bit tighter just to see if I could feel maybe just a hair. I mean, I think I'm really feeling the string stop more than anything, but maybe just a hair of vibration, but I think it's just the string stop kind of just settling in there. Definitely not a tuning fork or something noticeable at all. I mean, I really had to squeeze that one and really pay attention to it to see if I could feel that vibration. But still really quiet, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it's a really dead bow. Really quiet, really dead. The PSE aluminum has always been kind of different. Their carbons now are really, really good, but this is one of the better feeling aluminums I've shot of theirs in a long, long time. I think they're on the right track, especially with this cam. This riser is clean looking, it looks good. For a 4.65 pound, I know there's nothing on it. Still pretty lightweight though. I think it's gonna be a good stable platform. Good axle to axle for your tree stand hunters, ground blinds, stalking out west. I mean, that 31.5 is a really good number for kind of doing it all. I think that's the do it all number, personally. Solid back wall. I mean, I can just sit here and hold it, but really, really good draw cycle. I mean, that's super quiet. Yeah, it's pretty dead. I think I just feel the initial stop with this ring stop, but a really, really good flagship aluminum bow that they're dropping. Man, they're on the right track here. Really think it's a solid bow, and I'm starting to like this grip. To be honest, when I first gripped it, when we got out of the box, I was like, nah, but I'm actually liking it. So, really solid bow here. Let's go back in there and kind of give it a summary, but y'all definitely need to check this one out. If you're into an aluminum bow, a better price point, $12.99, this is one you need to shoot and mark it off your list before you make your purchase. So let's go in here and wrap it up and talk about the Pse Decree. All right, you guys, well, we just shot the Pse Decree, which is their flagship, one of their flagship aluminum bows for this year. Overall thoughts, really good bow, really solid. I love the price point where it's at, $12.99. So pretty good price point when you're seeing most aluminums be in the $13.50 to $14.50 range. So a little bit below average there, getting a good value. Highlight some of the features again, that really easy snap spacer technology to tune it. The split yoke system that I like, singular pivoting rotating modular here that goes from 25 inches to 30.5 inches. So covers a good range of adjustment. 50, 60, 70, and 80 pound limbs available. 80 to 90% let off adjustment there. Overall weight, a little over 4.5 pounds, 4.65 pounds here, but still has the cool features like the timing marks, your Picatinny sight mount, your integrated rest mount, your 2 quiver mounts for your PSE quiver there. Also on your roller guard, you have some mount options there as well, but you can still mount your normal sights up front or on the side here, and your normal burger holes for your normal rest and stuff like that. But an overall solid bow, really good draw cycle, not so much one like the carbons where it wants to fall over and dump into that valley and hug that back wall. This one's more of a continuous pull, hits that back wall and locks with that 90% let off. Definitely doesn't want to go. It's definitely not harsh or aggressive or anything like that. You just notice a little bit more pull through there. Really quiet, really dead. If I grip it really tight, I might get a tick of vibration, but I mean, I'm being very picky there. I really don't feel anything at all. I would still classify this as a very dead bow. Different grip that PSE has come out with, and I'm kind of a fan. I thought I was not gonna like it. I thought I was gonna rip that off, but no, I'm actually a fan. It has a unique kind of flat back here, and again, for me, it has that inlay there where I like to curl my fingers, especially when I'm holding it, just to get that stability. But 6.5 inch brace height, 31.5 inch axle to axle there with a 338 IBO. 282 I think is what we got with that 450 grain arrow. So good respectable speed, but I do like the length for kind of doing it all hunting. I like to spot and stalk and go out west. I like to tree stand hunt. I like to ground blind hunt. I kind of like to do it all, and that 31.5 is a good length for me. I normally like a longer axle to axle bow like a 33. But for when I go into ground blinds and get in the tree stand, sometimes that 33 can be just a hair much, and I kind of have to go back towards like a 29 or something like that just to fit. This 31.5 is like a good do-it-all length. So if you're one of those guys that likes to tree stand hunt, likes to ground blind hunt, but wants a good stable bow for, spot and stalking, taking longer range shots, tack, stuff like that, 31.5 is a really good number, and I really like the specs on this bow. So really solid. Come by, check this out, come shoot it at our shops. Let us know what you think. This is the Pse Decree. They're making some good moves in the aluminum bow market. Their carbons have always been good, but their aluminums are starting to come around, and this Decree is a good step in the right direction. Really like how this bow feels. So go by to your nearest dealer or come see us. We have these here. Awesome bow by Pse. Love that EC2 cam. Can't talk enough about it. But stay tuned. We have more bow reviews coming up, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks, guys.